Hello everyone, Krydania here. Welcome to our Anno 1800 gameplay. So this is a city builder game where you settle on islands and create residences and marketplaces, and you have production chains. It's definitely different than Factorio, but it scratches some of the same itches. So welcome on in. We're going to be using this game to kind of fill the time between now and whenever Pyandon's Alternate Energy comes out, along with Lost Ark and Elden Ring, which are two other games I plan to play. So, I'm excited for all that, but why don't we jump in? We've started a fairly standard sandbox gameplay. We're on the normal difficulty. I think I changed like one setting, but that's about it. And we do have all the DLC because we're currently playing through the Ubisoft Plus subscription, because I'm only going to play for about a month anyway, so I figured that would be a lot cheaper. And all the DLC can kind of feel like a fire hose compared to the base game. So, how do we start? We start with a marketplace. As the heart of your city, it needs to be placed in an open space so your people can live around it. I went ahead and left the tips on just because that way you guys can kind of learn the game along with me as we go. I have played a decent amount already. I've played up to engineers, which is like the 4th population level. And so I've learned a little bit, so hopefully we'll be not making completely noob mistakes, but it is only that one time I've played, so. So yeah, essentially you build a marketplace and houses around it, and you can connect things with roads. So I'll kind of get... I like to have my roads be fairly grid-like, so I build them longer than I need them to be, oftentimes. And then you get your quest book. I also should pay attention to where I am. Screen. I feel like when I click on these things... Go away. Yeah, I don't want to cover bottom right. So where should I be? Maybe a little bit above the bottom right? That feels like more in the way, though. The map is kind of important. Where do I go? The top right's actually not crazy. I feel like the top right might be the best place for me, because that's only the speed buttons up in the top right. So I might just go up there. That seems like a weird place, but maybe it's not. At least for now, we'll stay there. You guys can always let me know if you don't like it. Gosh, I don't like that. I'm just looking at the preview. That's horrible. Yeah. Shoot. I guess we'll stick with the bottom right, because all it is like the cost of the current building I'm building. I'll try to pay attention and see if other important things come up in the bottom right, but it's the same info that pops up here when I'm building it, so maybe it won't be too big of a deal. We'll just leave the bottom right for now. Okay, well, I officially did nothing. Okay, so anyway, we are building a trading post, and then the next thing to build is some residences, and you start with farmers. So I like to kind of build...
You reached a new milestone.
The age of agriculture. I like to build kind of 2 rows of farmers like this. And then, okay, wait, I actually want to move these down one, so then I can connect the trading post better. Okay, so we'll start with, they cost 2 wood each. We only have 42 more wood, so there's not a ton. So we'll start with like 12,
however overdue.
12 residences. And so yeah, then they start filling the residences. Current maximum is 10. We have 1, and then up to 5 can move in until we get fish and work clothes. So yeah, I mean, my head's kind of in the way when I click on stuff like this.
You'll have to attract more farmers if you want to make progress.
Maybe bottom left over here is a better spot. What about here? Maybe this isn't too bad. Because you can still see most of the map and most of this construction bar. So I think that'll actually be in the way of less stuff. So we'll settle down there for now until further review. So you can see the farmers are moving in, but they'll cap out at 5 because fish and work clothes are needed to kind of fill in the rest of the little workhouses. So now we are going to need timber, and you can see they have a maintenance cost as well as a farmer cost. So it's going to cost me 10 money, $10. Hey, Arkanosi, welcome on in. Glad you could be here. So they're going to cost $10 per minute is the rate on the cost, and then 5 farmers of my workforce. And so you have to pay attention to your workforce as you go. Now, these need to plant trees, so if you put them in spots where there aren't already a lot of trees, then they end up needing to plant a bunch. So it's nice to start them out in a forest already.
You'll have to supply them with the necessary, starting with fish.
Yes, I get it. And then the percentage here tells me like the maximum production percent it can reach. So I like to place them so that they're at 100, so something like that. And then you got to connect them with roads, which reduces their percentage slightly. And then you need a warehouse, which I have a hotkey for, which with Shift W. And warehouses essentially I'll need to be close-ish to all of your production buildings. And they do have a maintenance cost. Storage is shared across all warehouses, which is good. So it's not like things have to move across the whole island. It's a little bit teleporting, you know. And you can see here this keeps track of our entire island's worth of goods. And there's a maintenance cost of 20 coins for each warehouse. So you can build a lot of them. 20 coins isn't all that much. So really the main thing that costs is space. And so now you can see we've got lumber production. And the processing time being 15 means that we will produce 4 per minute if you're at 100% productivity. But you can see we're at 96% productivity, so it's going to be slightly less than that. And that will start building up the wood. And then the timber needs a sawmill. And so we can go ahead and place a couple sawmills. They have the same rate of production at 15 seconds each. So I'll go ahead and place 2 sawmills here. And then they'll be able to use the same warehouse, and that'll get my timber going. Arkanosi, no worries at all. I've appreciated the icons you already got me so much. They looked so much better than what I made myself, so feel no pressure. But yeah, so there you go. That's the ultra basics. We've got our first production chain going, and that's good to go. Yeah, and Arkanosi, COVID is absolutely garbage. I got it early on before the vaccine was a thing, and it was like a week of hell, pretty much. And so now you can see, wait, how do we have fish? Did we start with some fish? Oh, okay, we started with some fish. I was like, we haven't even built a fishery yet. So you can see, because we have enough fish, we've now had more farmers move in. And you get slightly more coins as well for having essentially the other consumer goods. So your income will go up as you provide them with more things. And usually the ones over here provide even more income. So the luxury needs, like schnapps. And these won't get you more farmers, but they'll make your farmers happier and they'll pay you more essentially to buy those. And we do have a boat with enough resources to settle another island. You need 8 steel and 10 timber, I believe, and the weapons will just drop off. I'm not planning on settling another island at the start, so I'm just going to start scouting the world. I want to look north, actually. That will help my brain. So we'll just start going to the very edge of the world, start the scouting. And yeah, so now we need a fishery. And that gets me 1 fish every 2 minutes. So I'll probably just start with one of them, and I might actually put it over by this warehouse. Hopefully that can reach. You can tell if it can reach by clicking on it. You can kind of see its range with the green on the paths. Well, that's good that you haven't had a ton of symptoms. That definitely makes it a little less frustrating.
I'm Princess Jing. My father and mother sent me as an ambassador.
I just met another civilization over here, I guess. So there's usually like 3 or 4 other civilizations that you can get trade rights with. It's not quite as complex as like
rather small. You will have to
like Civ 6's diplomacy stuff is far more advanced, I think. But it's something. They're mostly there just to trade with and go to war with if you want to. So generally I like to build blocks of 5 like this. And then I'll leave a little row in between. And that should be plenty of villagers for now, because that's... Let's see, right now they max out at 8. Once I have work clothes, they'll max out at 10. So each of these is 100, 200, 300 total villagers. Should be good. I also have a little sheet that I like to reference, because you can find out online how many farmers you can support with 1 fish per second, or per minute, for example. So like 1 fish can support 400 farmers, and this thing makes 2 fish per minute. So we can get up to 800 farmers without any more fisheries. Work clothes support up to 325. So work clothes require you to get a sheep farm to get some wool, and then framework knitters to produce the clothes. So one of these, because it makes 2 per minute, will support about 650-ish. So we'll go ahead and come over here. I'll maybe leave this corner open. I made a bad habit of building too much near the coast in my last play, so I'm going to leave kind of the coast area a little bit more open. And we'll just kind of build an initial road here.
Make sure their misery doesn't become a problem.
Yes, and you want the people to stay happy. Right now they're not super happy. They'll be happy once they have schnapps. That's kind of the big deal that people like. And then I'll go ahead and ring this with a road. So then I can build stuff over here, and this is where we'll build our sheep. I'll leave this open as well. I don't know how many squares, but I'll build some sheep here. And so the way farms work is you need to add kind of the fields or the pens for animals. And so you need 3 sheepfold modules per sheep farm. But it's kind of nice because you can arrange them however you want. So then this one, we can go ahead and build one up there, one up there, one there. And so I'm just starting with 2, might as well. And then framework knitters, we'll need, let's see, can that even get to the warehouse? It can. And I think if I build one here and connect it, it can get to the warehouse as well. Yes. So there we go. So that will provide work clothes. Once the, you can see the little wools going. Exactly, Dave. The booze makes them very happy. So the wool gets dropped off, and you actually end up running out of loading docks. So the small warehouse only has 2, and you need to upgrade to, you know, a medium warehouse, and then you get another slot so it can handle more things coming in and out, essentially. So yeah, this says it's missing goods, but that's just because the wool, you know, takes a second to get started. But this will be able to support quite a lot of farmers. And then the last thing we need is schnapps. So schnapps require a potato farm and then a schnapps distillery. And that'll be the last thing we need to make farmers basically as happy as they can get. The other thing I should build is a firehouse, so fires can start, and if you don't have a firehouse, things just keep burning down. They're pretty cheap. They only require some maintenance. They don't require a workforce, which is nice, so they're not too big of a deal. And my ship. I wish there was a... Is there a button for just explore? I don't think there is. But he made it up to the top here. Where actually is the ship? Okay, right here. So he went all the way to the corner. So you can see there are these other islands. Some are tiny, some are bigger that you can settle on. And I'll have him go all the way to this corner now. Keep exploring. Will I name city ships? Oh yeah, heck yeah. You know what? I should set a Twitch set a Twitch point redemption for city name. We'll start with Krydania, the classic name. And for those of you on YouTube, if you didn't know, Krydania is the name of the Discord as well, so feel free to join the Discord and participate in having fun. Who wouldn't want to do that? Yeah, so now we need schnapps. We probably should start with 2, because 1 per minute only supplies 300 farmers. So we'll get 2 of these set up. And I think we have plenty of timber for that. So I am going to need another warehouse. I have to think about where I want my farms. Farms take up a lot of space. So I might want to go maybe this way. You can build bridges, but they take a lot of timber. So I think I'll start with some potato farms right here. And you can see we need 72 individual squares. And that takes a decent amount of space. And then we'll drop another one. There we go. So 2 potato farms, and then we need 2 distilleries. And then a warehouse somewhere. Put it here. A new island has been discovered. Sure doesn't look like it's been discovered. Oh, it's a big one. Check this out. So yeah, you'll need to settle different islands because they have different deposits of resources and fertilities. So you can only grow certain things on certain islands, which is a pretty big deal. And it looks like I also have a need for more farmers here, so let's drop another chunk of 5. 5 by 2, so that's 10 more. And what else can I build? Oh, you need a pub, that's right. So there are essentially schnapps is another just need that they have. And so if you have schnapps, they get more happiness. And it's weird, they go from -8 to +8, so it's a huge swing when you are able to provide them with a luxury need. And then you get more coins, which is helpful for your income, which currently mine is very negative. And then a pub, same thing, can provide happiness and coins, but it's not actually, it doesn't have anything to do with the items. So you just need a building kind of close enough. So you can see there's some yellow over here. So if I built the pub over here, it wouldn't quite provide the people in this corner with enough. But right here should be good. So then that will actually help me make more money, and you can see that makes them happy. Makes them happy, it gives me another coin, and that's 1 coin per building. So eventually when you fill up all their needs, I think you're close to 10 income for 10 farmers.
Now is the time to advance by settling the first workers.
So essentially, once the farmers are perfectly happy, then you can upgrade.
I shouldn't ask. We've all we've ever wished for.
A photography quest, yeah. Firefighting fanatic. So you get these little quests that are sometimes kind of funny. Like, take a photo of the fire station. So here, we'll get a nice photo here. And And then your people
We'll gather and toast your
give
elf.
you, this is an item, and you can actually equip items in certain places, and they give you benefits, kind of like modules in Factorio almost. And there are these buildings called trade unions that can apply module effects to the buildings around them. So that's a thing that you have to deal with. And at this point, I think you definitely want some more workers still. So we'll do another 2 chunks here.
Every
And
field, as
for
its
example, the
weeds.
pub might not fully supply this corner over here with goods. So that one won't quite ever get to 12 happiness. Well, it should be fine with the marketplace, yeah. So you're always kind of balancing, like, you want to reach as many people as you can with one single pub, because then you don't have to build another one, because another one takes more space and more maintenance, and so you're trying to be as efficient as you can. But you can see our income's finally positive, and I believe that's because of schnapps and the pub and everything else. You can see we get 10 income per house. And then you can upgrade. And so when a house is full of people and has all their needs met, you can upgrade them to the next tier of population, which is called workers in this case. And worker housing can house up to 20 workers, but of course they need more things. And so there's this constant balance. What's cool is that even things in the worker tier still need farmers. For example, grain to make bread, and so you never stop needing farmers, which is kind of a cool mechanic. And I like that mechanic because it's not just like your whole civilization keeps upgrading indefinitely. North is that way. So you need to keep exploring. So you can go to this corner now. And we should name the ship. What should we name it? The, I don't know. I don't have a good name. I'll wait for ideas. Any ideas? Wish there was a name randomizer button. He will stay the blank. Oh, he can just be the WWW for now. This still says sovereign for some reason. But he's the WWW. Whoa, 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 whoa. Officially is how you pronounce that. Alright, so timber is pretty good, and you can trade as well. So you'll see, once we have workers, we can actually start building ships. We can't build ships yet. This is all just cosmetic stuff that I don't really worry about. But you can, like, build trees or parks. And that does help give you some attractiveness. And attractiveness is a thing that gets measured to upgrade your city to the next level of city. So that's kind of a big deal. And so you can build all these little things. I don't do a ton of this, but maybe I should. Like we could build a little wooden fence. But we'll deal with that later. Attractiveness isn't all that important at the beginning. Okie dokie. I think I've done everything I need to do at this tier. It could be helpful to produce some more wood. Timber's pretty cheap. You know, you only need 15 farmers to get 4 timber per minute. So kind of making that something you don't have to worry about is a good idea. So we'll do one more. One more. I also need to think about oil. Eventually you need to connect oil to the harbor. So that'll be not too bad in that direction. I discovered that in my other playthrough. That was pretty unfortunate. Sometimes I also like to build timber really far away, because then it doesn't get in my way. Because you need so much empty space for it. So yeah, let's just build a couple out here. And just connect a road through. And then 2 more of these. Warehouse. And that's good to go. Oh yeah, and there's a day-night cycle. I'll leave it to off just because for streaming, when everything gets dark, that's kind of annoying. But yeah, we found some more islands here. You can see so much room for expansion. And the final basic mechanic is these shares. So shares actually have a value that you can purchase shares of other people's islands. Yes, yes, Archibald. So, like, for example, this, what's her name? King? I don't know how to pronounce that exactly, but I can buy her shares for a large amount of money, and it costs me some of my influence, which I kind of, it's like a, you have so much that can kind of be spent somewhere, but you can always get it back. And then I would get some amount of income from buying her shares. And I believe, I never actually got there in the other thing I was doing, but if you buy all the shares of an island, I believe it becomes yours. So that's a thing that can happen. So yeah, we're ready to start upgrading. I'm gonna build maybe one more. Oh, thanks so much, Arkanosi. I'm gonna build one more chunk here for farmers, and I think the marketplace can get to these corners, but we'll find out. Yep, there we go. Perfect supply of marketplace. So then this should max out at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 farmers, which is perfect. Excuse me. And we have 2 fish, right? Yeah, so actually 800 farmers is exactly right for what we'll want. And the other thing you can do is actually change productivity, which affects happiness, but it allows you to kind of tweak your numbers. If you need just a little bit more fish, for example. And the amount of workforce that it ends up affecting also has a bigger, like if I did schnapps to 50%, that'll give me -7 happiness because that's 100 farmers. If I do fish to 50%, that's only -1 because it's only 25 farmers that are affected. So that's an easy change you can make. I probably should make people work harder because they get a lot of happiness by default. They're like plus 30. So minus a couple wouldn't really be a big deal. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually leave these to be farmers. And I'm going to build workers in a new area, rather than just trying to constantly change things. So we're going to build a bridge up to here. Well, that requires 40 wood. Okay, well, we'll have to wait a minute for that. Uh-oh. That music tells me something bad is happening. Why am I hearing this music? I might actually turn off this music. It's very repetitive. But it's possible I have a fire going somewhere. I don't think so. There's no notifications or warnings. Okay. Well, I don't know exactly why this music's playing then. Yes, the WWW flagship. Exactly. Oh, maybe there is a fire. Yeah, okay, that's why. I think they just put out the fire. Looks like. Oh no, there's another one here.
The whole place has gone up.
And you can mobilize an additional unit as you have more population and happiness. So that makes each fire station be able to handle a little more fire, which is cool. But yeah, I'm probably going to play on fast speed a lot of the time. I don't know if that doubles it or triples it or what. Let's try to estimate. Here, I'll use my watch. So, if I'm looking at my income, I'll track the time it takes to make 100. I know that income's changing slightly, but... Okay, so we'll see when it gets to 66,000. And then we'll time the other one so we can see what we're looking at here. And stop. Okay, that was 22 seconds. And then if we go fast, time to get 100, so from 50 to 150. Looks like about double to me. Yeah, 10 and a half seconds. So there you go. So double speed means that in terms of real time, things are every 30 seconds instead of every minute. So, cool. Alright, we still have another bridge to build here. Go to this part of the island. It is helpful to notice where all your deposits are. Like, we're gonna have to build iron stuff over here eventually. And this is limestone, copper, some clay is over here. Okay, so now what I do is I need to copy my build here.
Her Majesty leans on me to detain any who defile her sovereign laws, including you.
Good for you. So he runs the jail or whatever it is. So we just found his little jail island. And you can like buy people
out of Angry
from
Annie's
him.
waters, or she'll blow a hole in your...
Oh, we just
Ship under
found...
attack.
Oh, crap.
Flagship ready for orders.
Run away, run away. No, no, no. Go the other direction. Crap, I just lost my ship.
The ship was destroyed.
Well, there it is. Accidentally ran my ship into Pirate Island.
I hope.
So that's the end of the WWW flagship. Now you can make diplomacy with the pirates, which I usually do at some point just because it's annoying to have them destroying your ships. So you can request ceasefire, but they usually make you pay a lot of money for that. So at this point, we have no ships now. Hey, I did name it. I was very attached.
Lost your flagship. Well, I'll see what I can rustle up.
Oh yeah, and Sir Archibald will sell you new ships too. That's another thing. So I've never quite understood what this is about. You can like edit the newspaper, and like I could choose different types of propaganda. So I could make people happier or select consumerism. But I don't really understand because when I click on these things, none of this changes. Like, it won't let me click on that. Oh, I have to drag that up. Oh, I just learned something new. Okay, so then instead of riot chance going up, I can get that, but then it costs me influence. So, I mean, I'm not really using my influence on anything else right now, so I might as well. But then you can see my available influence went down because I'm spending some on propaganda. So there you go. Anyway, back to our settling of this area. We need a marketplace and a pub and a fire station. And then we'll copy this. Delete that. Okay. So that's 500 more farmers, which means I am going to need some more fish.
What
Can
brings
that
you
get
here,
to the
Master?
warehouse? It can. 500 more fish, and I think we're good on work clothes, right? Second ship. I mean, do I want to buy a ship? How much are they? Let's find out. Where is Sir Archibald? He's down here? Wow, he's way down here in the corner. WW2, please don't sink. www.pleasedon'tsink.com. Is that what you're getting at?
Viscount
Okay, so-
Duffington Hawkmoth, wounded at his own estate. It brings to light Her Majesty's...
Fine, 5,000 coins is not very much. And a flagship looks like it doesn't actually cost you anything. Other ships cost you income. Okay, so now we're gonna go to here and shift click up to here. Hopefully avoid some pirate ships in the process. HTTPS for extra security. I don't know if that works for ships. Okay, so wait, our sheep, we have 4 per minute, which is enough for 1,200 farmers' work clothes, roughly. Schnapp, same thing. Okay. So now I can start upgrading. I like to upgrade in big chunks. So, bam. Oh, I need a lot more timber for that. I forgot. The upgrade cost is 4 timber. Yay, new city status, Port Town.
You reached a new milestone.
The age of industrialization. So yeah, now I have workers. And workers need all sorts of new things. They like sausages for food. They still eat fish as well, though.
That's all we ask.
And bread. They want to have soap to take showers. They need schools for whatever it is schools are for. Who actually knows? And then happiness. They like to have a church and beer in addition to the other things. So those are all the new things we need to accomplish. One of the first ones we need to care about is bricks, because most of our buildings need bricks, and paved streets are a big deal, because paved streets are faster and they allow for the connections to warehouses and buildings to be longer. So lots of clay is the first thing I care about. And you need 2 brick factories to every 1 clay pit, because you can see the clay is collected every 30 seconds, but the bricks are only made every 1 minute. So we'll go ahead and drop some clay pits. Let's see, maybe a warehouse right in between them will be good enough.
Stand
Does
to
that work?
attention for the boss.
Looks like that
I
works.
checked the manifests. Not all our facilities are able to deliver the goods they
Yes,
produce.
yes. And then we do have to connect that eventually to the main harbor. So something like that.
I'm not going to say I didn't think it possible.
Okay, so we've got 2 of those, and that means we need 4 brick factories, which cost 8 timber. We might have just enough for that. Just gonna build them like this. And so when you don't have the resources, it builds a blueprint version. So you can build in blueprint mode, which is pretty cool. And then that should start getting me a lot of bricks, which is what we need. And we have just enough workers, but we're going to need a few more for that last brick factory. So maybe those will be enough. Go ahead and upgrade that. Okay, we met another lady. We're meeting all the factions. Madame Kahina. Oh, interesting. So you can create a new fertility? Is that what that does? Hops fertility provided. Huh. So if you had a place you really wanted to grow grain, you would have to equip this in a trade union that is affecting the grain farms, and then you can grow grain on any island. Interesting. Okay. And then there's Granny Smith, as I like to call her, over here. She is always happy when your people are working harder than they're supposed to be working. She's not very kind. In my last play, she ended up building a lot of warships and demolishing someone's island. So, oh, that's not my island. This is my island. Okay, so one big thing we want to do is build a harbor. So we can build a sailing shipyard and some depots to give more storage capacity. Harbor Master's office allows you to equip items. You can build some guns, which we don't have the weaponry yet, but you can defend your harbor. And then these are kind of like things you can build in your harbor to beautify it. I don't really know the point of those. But there you go. So that's the harbor stuff. You do need sails, which are made from wool as well, just like the work clothes. And
I wish
sails,
to find a new
timber.
kingdom here.
So she wants to found an island or civil. What is it? Permission to settle. Found an. Okay, that's not really a kingdom, but whatever. And I'm going to say no because I want that island eventually. It does have red peppers, which are needed in the next tier, and it also has iron and coal, which is probably good. It's next to my main island, so people get kind of mad at you when you say no, but I don't feel like it actually ends up mattering all that much. So if you're going to ask, I'm going to say no. I don't know why they ask, though. Probably because it would be way too annoying to play the game if all of your opponents just kept founding every single island. Okay, so we got those 2 clay deposits. Now we want these 2. I want maximum clay here. So we'll grab that. You need to be connected to a street here. I doubt that can reach to the warehouse. So we're going to need another warehouse. And then I'm going to need 4 more of these. We'll just build them like that. And now you can see we have a labor shortage, so we need a lot more workers. We'll start with another chunk of 10. And then once we start providing, I feel like the music is still just bothering me a bit. So we're going to go down a smidge more. Once we start providing them with things like sausages and bread and soap, then we'll have more than 10 per building, and that really adds up.
On every street corner in no time.
Yeah, so silos are something you
I
can
know,
build.
Lizzie, but I've a favour to ask.
Yeah, I know you want me to build a silo on a pig farm, but I can't do that yet. So grain can be fed to animals, and that will improve the productivity of the animal building by a
Nice
ton.
day for it.
So like if I build a silo here, it uses 1 grain every 5 minutes, and it will double the productivity. So it's always worth it to do grain, because if you think about it, essentially having 1 grain farm then gives you 5 more animal farms for free. So that's always worth it for sure. Grain farms take up quite a bit of space, but still worth it. We do have grain fertility on the core island. I think the core island always has the same fertilities. Hey, Trippy Triangle, welcome on in. I don't think the grain has to be nearby. It just has to be by a warehouse. It gets delivered to the warehouse or from the warehouse. And yeah, we're doing an Anno series. So we're gonna do this until Alternate Energy comes out, or I get totally sucked into Lost Ark or Elden Ring. Oh yeah, go ahead and take
I'm
it.
happy as a sample.
Yep, I'll take it, Joe. So he gives an item, which is apparently sitting in the middle of this tree.
Cure.
And so
Promise kept.
it affects clay pits, saltpeter works, sand mine, limestone quarry, and oil
I
well.
have discovered some inefficiencies we ought to address.
Stop talk. This is the kind of thing that starts to bother me in a game, is when people just keep adding quests to you and talking at you, and all the DLC that comes with this, like all of them kind of have their own little quest that starts you into the DLC, and all of a sudden it's just like, too much. So I feel like they didn't really keep a careful eye on that, because to a new player, getting all the DLC, it's just
Will you
too
work
much.
your magic for us?
Workforce shortage.
I will photograph a brick factory for you, though, because I'll get something for that. So there you go. What are you going to give me for that?
Not
Nothing?
bad
Oh, okay.
for a big boss.
Alright, so what items do I actually have? I forget where I can see that. Here. So we have a drill that can go in a trade union that gives productivity and more maintenance cost to clay pits. So that could be some way to get some extra clay. The distiller will reduce the schnapps distillery maintenance cost. So that's really not all that great. I don't feel like these are all that expensive anyway. I guess 40 each. So if you affected quite a few of them, that could help. And then the bosun is equipped in ships, and that has an effect of damage slowdown minus 40%. I don't know exactly what damage slowdown means, but I'm sure that slows down the damage to your ship somehow, if I had to guess. And yeah, she's now telling me I can upgrade warehouses. That cost bricks. It does increase the maintenance cost, so I try not to upgrade warehouses unless it looks like they need it. And we'll upgrade one more chunk to workers, and now I can start working on the workers' needs, like sausages. So because of silos, I think I want to start with a couple grain farms. And grain farms are flipping big, so I want to build them. I'm gonna build them all in the same area. Maybe up here we'll just kind of consume this corner of the land. Okay, I can go a little farther up though. Maybe up here. A little bit more. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. And then the nice thing is, as long as it's connected, you can kind of build this stuff however you want. So I can build this one to like take up all that space. So I like to be as efficient as I can.
Peddlers say there's nowhere to take it.
And I'm just gonna start with 4 grain farms, to be honest.
It's all prepared.
You need so much grain. Okay, there we go. And finally, you need to fill up your space. Perfect. So that's nice because then they're all next to each other and can be affected by the same trade union. And we'll throw a warehouse within reasonable distance.
Willy Wibblesock.
Wibblesock.
No.
A competitor raised a settlement.
Yeah, you did. Where is this on the map? Oh, down here. Oh, where's my ship? We need to keep exploring. So we'll... I've probably found most of the islands. There's maybe like a couple more in the middle, but... Yeah, Trippy, it's a really fun game. I mean... It's kind of plagued by the classic, you know, AAA DLC milking people for money type issues, but it does seem like the DLC is actually worth money and good content. It's not just crappy. Civ 5 was amazing. Civ 6 was good, but not amazing. Yeah, Civ 5 was great. What am I doing now? So we have the grain. So because I have the grain, I now want to build pigs. Little piggos. And for sausages, we need 1 pig farm to 1 slaughterhouse. So... let's see. Yeah, exactly. Pig farms need a silo for sure, because that will save us a lot of resources. Yeah, I'm aware that you need grain for a silo. That's the point.
Farm? We know.
Okay, so then we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's nice. It makes a nice square. So now this is essentially going to make a pig every 30 seconds. And so I can handle 2 slaughterhouses to 1 pig farm.
Proper job.
So we'll just put those there.
We had to go to press.
Okay. I didn't check on the newspaper, so he just published it. I don't really care a ton about the newspaper. Doop-de-doo. What are we doing? Oh yeah, shipyard. That's a good idea. So we'll throw a shipyard here so we can make new ships.
You're flourishing.
And depots are also very nice. That gives you 50 tons more storage, which is a big deal. So I'll just build these over here, out of the way. They don't need to connect to anything. Hey, Originally Complex, welcome on in. Good to see ya. Glad you could catch the stream. And yes, the answer to the Warptorio question is we won. Well, we won. I mean, I finished the research to get to the homeworld. So, it'll be... The rest of the YouTube videos will go up today on the Warptorio series. So you'll be able to finish that out. And... So the reason having more storage is helpful, by the way, is you run into, like, wanting large amounts to be able to trade better and import things better. There's really no downside to having more storage, except that it just takes a little longer before things back up. Would be the only downside.
Workforce shortage.
Okay, so I do need some more workers. Let's upgrade another chunk. That cost me 40 timber, but we have it. And the sausages should actually start going out soon.
Plant the flag of freedom.
Yep. So you can see sausages will give us up to 3 more workers per building that we've upgraded. And we're starting to run short on work clothes, is what that looks like. So I can upgrade the sheep with more silos. The slightly annoying thing is the silos have to be connected to the physical building itself, like that. So then I do need one more sheep fold. Trippy triangle, time to walk between them. What? Walk between what? I missed. Whatever it is you're talking about. Oh. Yeah, the storages essentially just create a delay. So the throughput is based on how many slots there are. So as long as there's enough slots, then it doesn't really matter how much storage you have, because once the income starts flowing in, then, yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of a delay thing. The farther away things are from warehouses, it just makes the delay slightly larger to start up. But once it's started up, it should flow fine. At least that's my understanding and experience. That could be wrong. So yeah, now we have twice as many sheep. So that means I can add another framework knitter. I do like to have things close together, so we'll put the third one right there. That can reach... not quite. I should upgrade this one for sure. Time to start upgrading some streets, by the way. So, paved streets cost some more money. And some bricks, but they can be worth it. Because now this will be able to reach that warehouse easily with a paved street. You can see how much faster the little carts go. Okay, so then that's a third work clothes for the farmers. Because workers actually have the exact same requirements as farmers. So we also need to make sails. So I can have one sail maker. That should be good to go. Because that requires 1 sheep fold's worth, and I basically have 4, or sheep farm's worth. So 3 are going to clothes, 1's going to sails. So those ratios work out correctly. I believe bricks are all good in terms of ratios. Yeah, we don't have very much clay building up. That means the ratios are probably good. Sausages building up. That's always a good sign. So that means our workers are happier. Beer is a big deal. We should probably go for that to get a lot more money. I think it's actually probably a better thing to go for than soap. That we do need soap. Oh yeah, we need hops. Hops. Okay. So let's see. Currently I have 4 grain farms, one of which is mostly for animals. So I kind of have 3 grain farms. The malt house will use 2 grain farms worth of grain. And then 2 breweries. And then 3 hop farms should get me all the things I need. So we'll build that. 1 malt house, 2 distilleries. Oh, breweries need steel. So I'm gonna need to make some more steel. I will make this a nice street too. And then I do need 3 hop farms. And yes, originally complex, the music is so good, but what I've found is it actually gets really, really repetitive. To the point where I'm actually probably in the next stream gonna change the music to not be the default. Which is kind of a bummer, but I feel like it's what I need for my own sanity. Okay, so you need to keep going up this way. Wow, hop farms need a lot of space. So there we go. I just wish they had recorded another 5 to 10 tracks, you know, and then it wouldn't get as repetitive. But like the song that's playing right now, it's beautiful, it's orchestral, it's like emotional, but it plays so often, and it's not all that long of a track. It's only like 3 minutes or something.
The requisite materials.
Anyway, we've got our 3 hop farms, we've got our 2 things, we've got our 1 malt house, so I'm just missing some steel to make another brewery, and then we should have beer. But this will be enough beer for now. So that'll get me a lot more money, which is great. Sweet. The music, this track specifically, if anyone else out there has played Medal of Honor, like Medal of Honor Allied Assault, kind of the OG, there was some main menu music that sounded a little bit like this. It's got like the horns and it, I don't know, it's really good. Alright, we can also upgrade our trading post, which actually gives us more storage too. So that's a good call. Yeah, me too, Trippy. Medal of Honor Allied Assault was like the game. Oh my gosh, it was so good. So we'll build ourselves a schooner that can trade some things and move items around, but that used up our sails. And originally complex, I have played Anno 2070, but that's it. I've never played this one before, and I haven't played the other ones. I learned there's actually a lot of different Anno games. Trying to keep my workforce balanced here. Also, there's a fire somewhere. Where's the fire? Oh, I never built a firehouse up here. Whoopsies. Let's do that. Thankfully, this one can get all the way up there, I guess? Wait, no, there's literally a fire station right here. What am I talking about?
A land lush and green.
I don't know how I missed that. That was weird. Okay, so let's see. So another thing I can do now is build a trade union to like improve productivity of things with the items. But like we were just talking about, it might not be worth it, because that only gives me more clay pit productivity. So that's not that big of a deal. Probably not worth the maintenance cost right now. Yeah, I feel pretty good about our spot. I should probably finish bread, though. Bread's an easy one.
Ship constructed.
This is going to use another grain's worth. And we need 2 bread farms. And so I actually need 1 more grain farm.
I'll do.
So we'll start with that, and then I keep going. There we go. Oh, I need 4 more, actually. Okay. And then this guy, oh my gosh, he needs an upgrade. I might even need a second warehouse. We'll see if that catches up. But yeah, now we've got bread, and bread, sausages, churches are easy. I just need to build one within access of all the buildings. So we'll just build the church there. That's an easy way to make
We've
people
got our interests at heart.
happier. Okay, looks like we need some more schnapps. You can also open up the kind of statistics menu here, so you can look at your production and see, what am I not making enough of? So you can see with schnapps we have a demand of at least 6. So I should probably go for 2 more schnapps, which means 2 more potato farms. I just hate how big potato farms are, but gotta do what we gotta do.
The land can only be farmed if there are enough fields. We must plant them.
Yeah, I understand how to plant farms. Jeez. Clearly. Okay, so that'll be enough for 2 more distilleries. So we'll plop those there. That doubles our schnapps production. Should be plenty. And I actually need some more farmers now. So up here, we can probably do another chunk. And the nice thing, the reason I wanted so much clay bricks, is because of building streets. These paved streets allow for things to reach a lot farther. So let's give a good example of that is like the pub here isn't fully reaching to the corner. But if I replace these 2 with paved streets, even,
Check a copy.
and these little things, then you can see the pub does get all the way to this corner. And that's not even upgrading this part of the street. So upgrading the parts of the streets closest to your main thoroughfares helps them reach even farther, and obviously eventually you just want to upgrade all your streets. But that does cost a lot of bricks to upgrade all your streets, so that's why I want all the bricks. And let's see, let's throw some consumerism up here, get some more money. Might as well. Spend some more influence. Yeah. So there you go. That is the basics of Anno 1800, and our schnapps need to keep flowing in here. That'll catch up, and we'll get some more workers. Are these buildings not full? Oh, okay, I guess these are filling up, so we should be okay. I mean, I am gonna need more though, so let's just bite the bullet, build another chunk. We'll upgrade these main streets in between. Yeah. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna call it a YouTube video there, so for those of you on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about Anno 1800 in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.